Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to make this super cute little fall wreath. We're going to use some stuff from Hobby Lobby, those little pumpkins, and then just a ton of different greenery from lots of places. This eucalyptus came from Walmart. And then this was something I have in my stash. I think I will sell that on my website soon. This one came from Walmart as well. This one looks like Walmart. And the big bush there, that came from Hobby Lobby. And be sure when you go to Hobby Lobby for greenery, wait until it's half off. And the grapevine wreath I'll be using today came from Michael's. It's a 24-inch grapevine wreath. I think it was $5.99. I don't like that they don't put their prices on there, but it's okay. The first thing I like to do is just lay my wreath down and then just start laying out the greenery, seeing what I like. And you can use whatever greenery you want. I used to think things had to coordinate and they had to be seasonal. If this one wasn't something from the fall, then it couldn't be used in a fall wreath. But I don't think anybody really knows, so really just use what you like. And the more texture you have, I think the more appealing it is. That's just from me looking at a lot of different wreaths and seeing what I liked. You can see here we separate them, just clip them off, because usually they're not going to be in bundles that are just good to stick in. I've seen people try that. It doesn't work well. When I do go to actually start making the wreath, I put it up on my tripod. I always say tripod. It is not a tripod. It's a painting easel. And I got that at Hobby Lobby like $16, $17, and it works perfect for putting together wreaths. Now this, I push it through the grapevine stuff, but I also put two different kinds of glue. I use Weld Bond, which is just my favorite white glue these days, and then I also use some hot glue. But I do find either using wire. Gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. You can tell it's been a while since I made a video because I can't find any of my words. So sometimes I will wire them on, but then, I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with getting wire. So I glued it and then hot glued it. And then just started with the bigger bundles and then just start adding in the smaller stuff around it. And yeah, Weld Bond. And just add some of that. You really can skip this step, and it kind of depends on your climate. I know in Texas it can still be really hot in October, so I don't want the hot glue to soften and then my stuff falls off. And you guys know that I'm just real on all this, and I edited this video several days ago, so I really don't even know what's coming up next. So until I see the next screens, I don't know what to say. I will say I'm so happy to be making a video again. It has been 134 days since I uploaded a video. I have been working with my job, which has been crazy, and my dad working through his chemo and radiation. He's now had surgery. He's a month and a week or so out of surgery, and it has just been a whirlwind. But I'm so glad to be back to making videos. And you guys have been so awesome and so sweet with comments and questions about my dad. And I will make another video about him pretty quick. But he's doing pretty good. Kind of sad and depressed because he can't really drive. But he's doing much better. Physically, he's great. Mentally, he's having some challenges. But you can see this. I love, love, love eucalyptus. And it just really gives a lot of dimension and texture to these wreaths like this. And you can see those are two different shades of eucalyptus and two different sizes of eucalyptus. Like I said earlier, I've really come a long way in what I will put in a wreath, and it really does just give it a visual appeal when you use different colors, different textures, different greeneries. And you can tell here I leave that center part because I'm going to make a bow for that. And this is going on my mom and my aunt's door, and they have a storm door. I've made a wreath with that, the cross wreath, which had to be really thin. And so I'm going to make a very simple bow. It's not even going to have loops and puffs because, well, they're just between their storm door, it just smashes the bow anyway. So we're going to do a very simple bow. And I'm not really sure why I left in all this greenery because, well, I mean, not in the wreath, in the video, because really and truly, it's kind of the same thing over and over. But just put things in. If you don't like them, then take them out and try it somewhere else. Now on to the simple bow. I don't think it's really a simple bow technically, but it is just a simple bow. No loops, no hoops to jump through. God. I start with the window pane ribbon, and it is the whitest ribbon, so see, there's my bow dabra. But it's good to put that on the bottom, use it as a base. And then I just use different ribbons. I'm going to show you something here, just a little trick. This is a very loose weave on this particular ribbon here. I got it at Michael's a couple years ago on clearance, like after Christmas. And it is a very loose weave. So if you leave it too long, like in the elements, then it definitely gets frayed. So what I like to use, I used to use fray check, but sometimes that'll leave different colors. Like it'll change the color of your ribbon or your fabric. So now I use stiffen stuff. And it comes in a spray bottle, but I always just end up putting it in these little bottles like that because it gets clogged up when you spray it. Because it's like a glue and it gets in the little aerosol part. So I just rub it on, put it in a little bottle that I can just click the tab or the top and put it on. And it does dry completely clear. That's why I really like it. Now some people may not want to be as messy as I am, but I am a messy crafter. So I do not mind getting that gluey like stuff on my hands and having to deal with that. But I dovetailed the ribbons, and like I said, I just put that on there so that it doesn't fray. And I always like to use my bow dabra just to hold everything in place. And this is where, just like with the greenery, man, just use what you like. Just find ribbons that you like, textures that you like, and just start stacking them in. I think I did most of these at maybe 12 inches. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. I may have edited this video a few days ago, but I made this wreath about a month ago. I'm just now getting to the point of getting that video out. But I have one coming up for Christmas. Oh guys, you're gonna love it. Especially if you like nativity scenes. It is a custom-made nativity scene that I do. I've done it for several years in a row. And I have one lady who bought one, and then she buys them for gifts for people all the time. So she's probably bought 5 or 6 of them from me. And it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to share that with you. I custom make the shadow box it goes in and then paint the pieces. I just can't wait. I'll do that soon, I promise. And this, I wanted to show you that I kind of decided that I didn't like, it needed more black because there was just too much white. So you can, once you decide that, I mean, just pick up the stuff on top and put some extra in there. Because you definitely, it's your wreath, it's your bow. You get to make it the way you like it. And just do stuff or redo stuff as needed. In this particular case, I used a pipe cleaner to just wrap around it and get it good and tight and put it on the wreath. Sometimes I'll use zip ties and then zip tie a pipe cleaner into it. There are a lot of different ways. I think people, come up with their favorites, but if you're like me, I have my favorites, but I still just do it different ways, kind of depending on what's within reach. Yes, I've said it a million times, I'm a lazy crafter. But then this, you just kind of fluff out the bow as, you know, as it looks good. And some of those middle ones, the smaller ones, they're not really wired ribbon, but they do add a lot of visual appeal. Now, I did end up painting that pumpkin there because it was yellow and I really wanted to stick with more of a white theme, but it had this tiny little stem, and those are from Dollar Tree. So I just stuck some glue on it after I painted it, and some hot glue, and then just wrapped some twine around it. And honestly, I think it turned out super cute. Very rustic. Now this sign I did custom make, and I will have a video out about it. I haven't really done a lot of Cricut videos or anything, or sign videos. I've just done wreaths pretty much, but I do want to get into some of that. And I just hot glued pipe cleaners on the back. I usually use duct tape over the hot glue just to keep it secure, and then just use those pipe cleaners to attach it to the wreath frame. I'll show you, like I said, more of that when I show the sign and when I made the sign. And now I'm going to add those cute pumpkins. Here's a pro tip. Put that piece of paper between that and your sign so that you don't drip glue on it when you're putting that on there. And I put the sign first because I really wanted to see how it worked with the pumpkins. Sometimes you could put your pumpkins on first and your sign later. But in this case, I wanted to see if I wanted white pumpkins or the buffalo check pumpkins near the sign. Well, that's it, guys. This is the finished product. I hope you like it. And I will say that I was waiting till I could be consistent with making videos before I came back. So next week I should have another video for you, and maybe even a couple, because I really have a lot of stuff I want to do for Christmas. So stay tuned, and I will catch you on the next one.